All right, all right. All right, you good.
Yeah, I'm ready. I'm cool.
All right, go ahead, Sam, pop it off.
For all my listeners out there, man, I got the opportunity to sit down with an incredibly gifted artist, stage writer. I mean, the cat does all kinds of different things, man. A real long list, man, and it's hard for me to kind of explain all the things that he do. I'm introducing everybody, man. Chris Dubose, baby, in the building, baby. Chris, what's good, baby? How you?
What's up? What's up, bro? I'm good. Thank you for having me. How y'all doing this morning, this afternoon, for wherever everybody at? How y'all doing today?
We good, we good. How about yourself?
I'm good. I'm working like a slave, but I'm good.
So, without further ado, let's just get it started. Let everybody know where it is that you're from. Tell us, like, start from the beginning.
I'm Chris DeBose. I'm originally from St. Louis, and I moved to Phoenix about 6, 7 years ago. And I'm represented by Signature Models and Talent Agency. A model, an actor, a writer, a producer, a director, and a young business owner. I got a show right now, Arizona's first street crime drama show in history. It's doing well. Got over probably 60,000 eyes on it, over 30,000 views in 2 episodes, and we climbing every day. And I got over probably 30, 40 staff members working over there. So I'm busy. I'm a young boss and a young hustler that just trying to clean my life up and try to help bless other people and just get people in front of the right rooms and the right people.
Okay, so it started in St. Louis. So, tell us a little bit about your upbringing in St. Louis and Baden and different things like that in North County, and what was that like growing up in St. Louis?
Yeah. St. Louis is home for me and for you, as you know. Uh, Sonny has known me since a child. St. Louis, I'm originally from the north side, from North Broadway. I was born in Baden. And when I was young, I moved to North County right off Osprey and West Florissant. All these areas are kind of rough, and you got to kind of make good choices to try to be over there. You want to make good choices to survive. I lost a lot of friends to even get here. I never thought that I would be a model or actor. I was comfortable hustling every day. Like I was the guy. I didn't get a job till 23. Like I didn't have a legal job till 23 years old. I was comfortable hustling. I never thought that I would be doing anything like this.
Mm. So, at
What turned
just
the light switch on? What turned the
A
light
lot of my
switch on?
question. Well, my mom. That's a good question. My mom is from New York, and my father's from Arkansas, but he moved to Wellston when he was 12. Wellston's another rough area of St. Louis, right off the west side. And my mother's from Hollis, Queens, and you know how New Yorkers are. They always got this, like what's next mentality. And my mom was like, I don't care that you're popular or that girls like you or that you sell this or that. Like, you not being a total package. You wasting your talent. My mom would always pull me to the side like, you wasting your talent. You're not entertaining or doing what I know you can do all the way. You wasting your talent trying to be fitting in and trying to do this shit around here. You need to leave. So when one of my friends got killed, somebody who like taught me a lot about the streets, his name Andre, and the character I play on my show is named Andre. His name is Stretch. So shout out to my brother Andre, nephew who I lost. He got shot in my area, right off Osprey and Dunn Road. He got shot in his neck, and he drove himself to the hospital and died at the front door. And then 2 months later, I just packed on my shit. I just said fuck it and came to Phoenix.
But
Mm-hmm.
at the age of 16, you made the bold move to leave your mom's house. Like, how has that
Yeah.
shaped your experience with that? Like,
Oh yeah. Well, for me, that helped me get into acting because I was able to leave North County because North County, you know how it is. This is an area where I'm going in the same school district as Mike Brown. So Ferguson, Florissant, Ferguson, where he's from, that's where I'm from. So I'm from West Florissant and Hawkesbury, and Mike Brown, the historic case, rest in peace, Mike Brown. He's also from West Florissant. So this is my area. So this area is a lot different than my second high school that I got to go to at 16. I went to a school called Maplewood Richmond Heights. And at this time, I'm playing basketball and I tear my knee and I don't got nothing to do. And my acting teacher is just like, the whole school knows you and everything. You're a talented, gifted performer. If I do Raisin in the Sun, I want you to be the lead role. And I told her, yeah, but I was never going to do it because my coach is from the Marines. He was never going to allow that shit. But then I told my knee and I had free time. So I ended up having to fulfill my promise. And then shit, the St. Louis Riverfront Times was there. And I ended up having the most selling school play in my school history. And my school been around 160 years.
well, you see, Fan is from New York. He's got that NYC spirit in him.
Yeah,
So that's where he
Yeah, no
originates.
doubt.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hustling.
So I'm already knowing what it is, like, especially when you got parents, because it's just I mean, not just from New York, but any kind of inner city, you know what I'm saying, where life was a struggle. You just have a different mentality on the way you approach different things. You dig what I'm saying? And being that you was in the street, you already got a taste. You already got bit by the bug. You feel me? And to be at the age that you were, to experience the things that you experienced that young, for you to be have a mindset to rather just pack up and just go try something different at the age of
Yeah.
16.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that's what I call having foresight,
And,
thinking
that was
forward.
hard on my mom because she had to sign up guardianship. My mom didn't want to do that. She didn't want me to move across the city 35 minutes away and go to this area that's not really predominantly black at all. And it's a diverse area, but it really got me ready for Phoenix in college because the area I moved to by Brentwood, as you know, cuz, is just like Phoenix. It's Asian people, Mexican people, white people, black people, a lot of good, beautiful people. But in North County, it's just black or white, or in the city, it's black or white, and it's segregated. But where I moved to, it wasn't segregated, so I was able to blossom. But my mother had to sign over guardianship because I was so young and I refused to come home. So I want to thank my mother because she didn't have to do that. She could have made me come back to the county and I could still be on Hosper and West Florissant and Chambers.
You know what? I think it was kind of like that with us growing up in St. Louis as well, even for myself, because I left home at 17.
Right.
So, we were all, young teenagers trying to find our ways and different things of that sort. So you
Look,
moving.
no, Sam. You see how Sam looking? Because he coming up in New York. You got to understand, because New York in the 80s and the 90s and the 70s was so grimy and rough, and it's nothing like what you see today. Like they repainted and did. The murder rate was like 800 to 1,000 in New York and LA at this time. Crazier than anything we see today in any inner city. So you see Sam, no,
Right.
look how you looking. He know I know
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah,
homework.
yeah.
You see,
Because not
yeah,
only you definitely know your homework, and
yeah,
not only had you did you have to know what you was doing, you also had to have a little luck with you too. You dig what I'm saying? Because like you said, back in them days, being a victim of happenstance happens every day. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah.
so for you to be able to kind of know that to have a foresight, because I always speak big on being able to think and see things, you know what I mean, see things down in the
Yeah.
future. You dig what I'm saying? Like you gotta have some type of foresight. You gotta have some type of thought process, man, because
You got to. You want to
boy,
be a
what
leader.
you're doing every day right now, right,
Yeah.
right. And you being a
Uh,
leader, so you already cut through what I was trying to say. Only leaders will usually have that foresight. You know what I'm saying? Only leaders really can see things happen before they happen, and everybody else is wondering why you doing this or why you moving this way. That's because you already have premonitions that other people can't possibly see what you're seeing. You know what I'm saying? And then have the courage to be able to put it in place and move like that. Yo, that speaks volumes about who you are, Chris. You know what I mean? And but
Thank you.
I'm curious.
I gotta say
I'm
before you go
curious.
on, though, I gotta thank the Lord because I got baptized twice and saved twice when I was moved out. This is something I wanted to do. I wanted the Lord to cover me and anoint me. So I want to give credit to the Lord because that's the Lord speak to you through visions and dreams. So I want to give credit to the Lord, and I want one person watching. If you maybe your family not behind you or it's not right, give credit to the Lord, and just if it's too much for you, give it to the Lord. You know,
Yeah.
that's all I want to say.
One of the, I'm gonna go back a little bit. I'm curious. What made you feel like you was an actor? Like, what made you feel like that you can do this better than anybody? Because usually cats want to be a singer or want to be a rapper. You know what I mean? And,
Oh,
and
we
all
know.
the other.
I was a musician at first, and
Ah,
I was the first one in my school. I went to the same high school as Chingy and Young Ill, obviously at different times, but I went to the same high school as a lot of important people. And I was the first musician in the digital age to do over 100,000 views at that school. So I changed contemporary music on my side, but they wasn't really like the establishment at this time. It was like city versus county, and we only like 14 minutes from each other. But at this time, it's like because you know how it was. Like if you're a county nigga, they wasn't messing with you because you're not living in the city. But the city and the county both got a high murder rate, and they both you can drive on my street from Hawks Ferry and get to the city. You can drive on my street in West Florissant and get back to the city where I'm from. So it was just a lot of stupid shit going on. But after Mike Brown, it kind of the relations in the streets kind of got crazy, and the police got crazy. So it definitely was just crazy as hell. Acting just came because the teacher at high school, man, I had just moved out of this area, and this lady is like, I'm going to her office basically crying. I feel like a fish out of water. I'm used to being in places where shit is more hectic and shit gotta, you talk with violence. So when I got to this school, you gotta communicate with your words and you gotta find extra arts and crafts to get into and stuff like that. They push you to do something outside of what you're doing. Everybody get a laptop. It's the only public school in Missouri where everybody graduate with a Mac laptop. You get to use it from ninth grade to 12th grade. So they had just put tools in my hand for me to start watching like. So now I'm not hustling outside so much. I'm watching like in between basketball. I'm watching Robert De Niro documentaries of Denzel. I'm on my laptop doing whatever. So then she like, man, you come in this office a lot and you sad a lot or you go through things. Why don't you put it into performance? You're a gifted personality. So she kind of, Miss Holly Pothoff was the first person to put me in that and just let me carry a lead role. And I ended up selling out. I ended up selling 3 nights out where we broke a school record that had never been done. And I was a first-time actor. So I really want to thank her.
Yeah.
She had a foresight. See, I want to thank her. She had a foresight too.
That's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So moving to Arizona, like, what was the transition like moving to Arizona from St. Louis and different things like that? And how did it open doors creatively for you? What was that like?
That's a good question. Arizona was crazy because I had finally moved. I had used the money I had made hustling back in North County. Because when I came home from college, I moved back in with my mom because my mom had got cancer. She had got lymphoma. So I moved back in with my mom from 19 to 20, like 19 and a half to 20 for like a year and a half to almost 21, and I left back out. So when I left back out, I moved back to Richmond Heights, to the nice area that I knew, my safe area where I made connections, and I got my own crib over there. So now I'm trying to work. This around 22, where I finally got my first job, 22, 23, where I'm trying to work. But I wasn't satisfied because the opportunity in St. Louis is not, it's not high for young black males. Like I'm still going around getting recognized, and it's just not good. So when I came to Arizona, I basically sold everything I had, and I broke my lease. And I told my girl, like, come on, let's go to Arizona and stay with my brother for like a couple days, a couple weeks till we get straight. But he lived in Maryville, and that's how King of the West got started. I moved to Maryville on 59th and Thomas, and I was just seeing it was different type of crazy. All my partners from the Midwest and the East, like, oh, it's not like that out here. I'm like, yes, it is, bro. It's just different. Every hood got a hood, and everybody got somebody who got some money or some gangsters around them. That's everywhere in America, everywhere in the world. So when I seen that, it got me up creatively.
I want to tell this little story though a little bit because it's crazy how we met when we were first here at the Media Maze studio when Stan and I interviewed you guys for the Bloodline film. And me and you just kept looking at each other, and I'm looking at you. We looking at each other, and I'm like, wait a minute.
I know this voice, but not like
connected the dots.
How you know a voice? Man, you know how you know a voice and you just think you know it. No, this is a voice like just like my cousin or my aunt, or this is somebody's voice from my early childhood. So I'm like, I get home and I'm like, Mama, this is somebody to me. Who is this to me? Because I moved out so young, and and she like, that's your cousin Sonia. I said, man, I knew that was damn son, because you can't forget her smile and her laugh. You can't forget her smile and her laugh and her voice. You know Sonny when you hear Sonny.
Right.
Yeah, right. And I couldn't put it. I kept looking. I'm like, what? Wait a minute.
If I hear y'all voice in the crowd, I'm gonna know y'all voice in the crowd. Saying I walked right up on you at the Beyond the Black. I know your voice around the corner, boy.
And there's some other things that we have in common that you don't even know about. So when you talked about moving to Phoenix, and you talked about moving on the west side to Maryville. So when I came to Phoenix and I moved on the west side, the first brothers that took me in was all the Maryville brothers. You know what I'm saying?
I love for the west and the south, all the sides.
Hey, baby, I wouldn't be where I'm at out here in Phoenix today, man, if it don't be for the brothers from out in Maryville, man, to really kind of bring me in and let me know, man, this is what it is, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, granted, I'm from Brooklyn, and it's right, and it's a completely different thing, but they made me feel home, man. They made me feel like I was at home, baby. So big shout out to my cat, Big Philly Flash. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Philly. I'll never forget you, my brother. You know what I mean?
So as a writer, as an actor, as a model, like how are you able to like wear all of those hats and be able to have it balanced as one and doing so many projects?
That's a good question. I used to look at it like that when I first signed back in January, and it can kind of be stressful because, you can do this and this and that. But then I had read about when Martin Lawrence was doing a thin line between love and hate, he was wearing the same hats I'm wearing, and that's when he had his first stroke in '97. So I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let me calm down because I'm stressing too much. I'm too young. So yeah, you got a big staff and a lot of people running around because it's a madhouse. You see, it's crazy with all them young people with different backgrounds, different ethnicities, and they excited. It's crazy to try to keep them all under control, but they do a great job. So I just try to, balance it out and just look at it like I'm doing what I enjoy doing and I'm just being me. I'm not wearing no hats. So if people feel like I'm a model, that's just because all the women love me. If I'm writing, it's just because I got a Renaissance soul. If I'm getting my bag on set, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. Yeah, I don't look at it like
Absolutely.
nothing. But, yeah, I don't look at it like nothing but just me being me.
Yeah, man. You know, man, heavy is the head of the man that wears the crown. You do know that, right? So,
Oh, for
So,
sure.
so your film has already got over 30,000 views. The King of the
Oh
West.
yeah,
We need to
yeah.
talk
First
about
episode.
that because that the first, even the first episode is amazing, I shall say. And then also, if you don't know, saying Media Made Magazine, Media Made TV, we have a TV. Of course, we have a TV station as well too. So
Well, we need to talk distro because the city don't want me to give it out no more on Instagram. They want to put it on their TV, and we got special announcements with higher resolution, so y'all can watch it even in a higher resolution for the platforms we taking it to. So if y'all want to talk distros when we get off here, we'd love to have it for y'all to have it on y'all show too.
absolutely.
uh,
Absolutely. Good, what I'm saying? Yeah, no question and stuff. So, yeah, well, listen, I seen the movie. I mean, I seen, you know what I mean? Like, was it easy
First
for you to
episode.
play? Yeah. Was it easy for you to play the part? Because sometimes some things just become natural. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, because the role that made me want to be an actor was Tupac and Juice, and I always wanted to know what it'd be like if Bishop had a show, like if Bishop, the backstabbing friend, the sociopath, he was the best TV on the whole movie to me. Like he would made Juice a damn. I like the idea of a black horror story. Like what if this shit went wrong? So
Right.
I kind of wanted to explore that. It's a lot of fun because as y'all see, I smile a lot and I help a lot of people. I love to be a blessing, so I thought it'd be fun to try to play people that I saw growing up. Because my friend killed my other friend when I moved out here. So that's how this show kind of came to me too.
Oh, okay.
oh
How are
wow.
you able to not fall into the trauma, man, of coming from the places and seeing the things that we see? You know what I mean? Like a lot of people when they see the different things of the tragedies that we see when we come up, it kind of affects us in a different way. Some of us it affects negatively, and some of us it affects us in a different manner. How does how do you kind of process your life experiences and be able to kind of roll those into the things that you're doing today?
Oh man, I think for one, everybody still has times like when they feel down or they think about it. Because I miss a lot of my friends. Like even at the end of episode 2, we dedicated to some of my friends, and I didn't put all my friends, but it was 20 plus people that was just gone and dead since we was young. So I'm just like, wow, some of that time they hit you and you got to step off set, or somebody will give a good performance and it'll remind you of something that happened and it'll trigger you. But I think acting school actually, my acting school, Deering Acting Studio, is one of the most prestigious in the state. And Matt Deering, the owner, my coach, he was just telling me like, don't go into that place when you perform because it's dangerous. So he taught me to just create phantom memories and a fake whole background and a whole fake backstory so I can go in and out of that space, opposed to going in and out of stuff that really has hurt me that I might not have addressed yet.
So anybody that's going into like acting and music and different things like that, do you think it's important for them to take acting like classes or have, go to acting school to kind of get that background experience?
Yes, I like to be a naturalism performer. If y'all watch me, you'll feel like I'm not acting sometimes because you'll just be watching it. It'll feel smooth. So I try not to go to acting school too much, but definitely to refine it. Because if you understand it too much, if you try to understand your genius too much, you might lose something creatively or you might lose that spark. So I try not to understand where it come from all the way, and I try not to address it all the way. So I just go if you need to get fine tuned or you want to learn. Like I wanted to learn to cry on camera, so that's why I went to school. So if you want something you want to learn and get good at, then go to school. But always still try to work on the side of that and get yourself booked and network.
How many films are you in right now? Like I know you've been in quite a few. I know you're in quite a few.
Riley, Riley Bloodline, something that my friends working on in Detroit, and then King of the West episode 1 and 2 that just came out, and then some commercials and stuff like that from my agency, stuff like that, like PF Chang's or Arizona University and Children's Steel Medical Group and stuff like that, and then other things coming that I can't really talk about. And
So
he had fun on ESPN a couple weeks ago. He was
yeah,
killing ESPN.
Okay.
yeah.
Do you ever think,
What you say, Sam?
think about going back into music? Like, because when you're creative, you're creative. You know what I mean? And some
Yeah.
things, you just have a burning desire to continue on doing.
Yeah, I just don't like how for minorities, especially black men and brown men, the space like you basically if you sign up to be a rapper, you signing up to like risk your life. They don't just let the creator be a creative no more. Like when we was coming up, we would look up to older guys like Ice Cube. He would tell everybody he's a storyteller or a news reporter of the ghetto, and people was fine with that. But in my generation, people really want us to go outside and do these things and be taken away from our family and have our mothers crying in court or having us doing shit that these people never seen the fallout for. I done seen niggas' mamas cry at court. I done seen niggas' mamas cry at funerals. I done been there. So they want you to do these things to portray this image, and it's unhealthy for the creative. It's good for the blogs and everybody else, but it's not good for the guy who got to risk his life and feed his family. So that's kind of why I'm like nervous about doing music without a face card.
Yeah, that's a real thought, baby, because a lot of cats don't even think about it like that. You know what I mean? Some cats just see the glare and the glimmer, you know what I mean? And they just, they just want to be all the man, and you know what I mean? And all the
you get the same as that. Yeah. You get the same as that. You just fix your teeth and wear turtlenecks. See what I'm saying? It's the same.
Speaking of that too.
It's the same shine. You just get the shine differently.
I have to ask. Speaking of that too, I have to ask because me and Sam, we speak on this a lot. How important is it for you to have a team? Because you can't do things by yourself. Everybody thinks that they can do something by themselves, one thing by themselves, and just really can't. How important is it
to have a team? It's such a good question. Like Sonny, obviously you being my publicist and my cousin, someone, even if you wasn't my cousin, you so good at what you do, saying y'all are so good at what y'all do independently. So having people who are independent bosses, the way I build my team is, I don't want somebody to walk up and know who the one is. Like I want everybody to have a nice home, jewelry, real estate, assets, investments, kind of like Master P or Young Dolph or Nipsey, the way I build my business. But it just, to me, having a team is everything because you can always put something to the next person over and you can kind of lean on somebody for things you're weak in. Unless you like a perfect person, if you Jesus, then you can probably do it alone. If you God, you can do it alone. But if you are a human, you're going to need a lot of humans with you because even the Lord, he used people.
Listen, I have to say, being here too and being over at Media Made, it's been a blessing because he really let me do my thing. Like I'm out in the forefront. If anything, anybody got questions, hey, talk to Sonny. Or Sonny, go ahead.
But he knows as being a good boss and being a good leader that some people, like even him in his life when he was younger, we'll feel like, man, this person trying to take over and do this and this is my shit. Woo, woo. When really this is just making his business run smoother and he don't have to even get off his ass. So of course he gonna say, yeah, go ahead. Because as a boss now I can sit back and I can let this other person do it. When I was a younger boss, I would want to do everything. And I'm like, I gotta let people do what I hire them to do. So I want every boss, young boss, to know, let people do what you hire them to do. Don't step over their department. I don't sit in people editing rooms. All my editors and DPs, I trust them to do what I hired them to do. And they trust me to lead the way.
Because I ain't no editor. If somebody say, hey, nah, that ain't in my department. I can lead you and send you somewhere that who know how to do that, but that ain't me.
And one of the things that people got to know and understand, there's a difference between being a boss and being a leader. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
As a leader, I'm not going to ask you to do something that I wouldn't do myself. As a leader, listen, if we got to go to war, we got to charge up this hill. You know what I mean? You better believe I'm up front and ready to go. You know what I'm saying? But as a boss, sometimes you don't get it. You always want to delegate. You always think you bigger than the next person. You know what I'm saying? And many times those entities fail. You know what I mean? Because you don't allow the people around you, man, to experience things and be able to grow with you. You know what I mean? And not only just grow with you. Listen, I tell Sonny all day, baby, yo, do what you do. You know what I mean? Like, hey, man, I ain't tripping. I don't care about
you know you're going to shine. You know you're going to shine. Her shine and not going to take away from your shine. In our community, we have accepted this Western way of thinking where we think that we're supposed to be bosses when historically black people have always had leaders. We haven't had a lot of bosses, but we have had millions of leaders. We don't do that shit over here. what we is leaders, I'm gonna walk amongst you. I'm not gonna walk in front of you. I know where to go. I can tell you while I'm next to you where we going next, but I don't need to walk that far ahead of you.
See with that New York slang, see Stan got that full, like he got that NYC just talk, and you do too. Somebody, if he approach somebody, they think he probably like mad at him, and he not. That's just the way that he talk. But then, you gotta get the queen in the front, and he be like, "Hey, Sonny, let me get somebody that's soft spoken. Go ahead and and go and step up in there."
You gotta deal with guys like me and himself and other bosses that are strong men. When you deal with guys who are men, Sam wouldn't make me feel no type of way. I like people. I walk up on Sam anytime I see him because I like his energy. But a guy who's a coward or a small guy, he's gonna feel like, oh. So that's why Sam is smart. He know who to send you at and when it's okay and when it's not. A real leader know when to shoot and when to just, let somebody else take the shot.
Yeah, absolutely. When to fall back. So listening to you, man, you know what I'm saying? Like you ever had the opportunity to really go speak to kids? You know what I'm saying? Because we got stories. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then not only do we got stories, man, we want to be able to tell our stories so the next generation or the cats below us that's watching us, because there's people watching us at all times.
They don't have to say that.
Right. So that they don't have to go through some of the things that we've had to go through. What's your thoughts on that?
Philanthropy and giving back is real near my heart. I always tell my team, like, I know a lot of people are going to try to offer us a lot of money one day, but I don't need more in my bank account than $500,000 to $1 million. I don't ever want to lose my soul. Right now, I'm looking for animators because I want to get into children's books. I want to do children's books. So there's certain things that I want to do and speak and talk definitely to the young men and the young women and just let them know it's always another way, but the only way out is through. So you got to kind of go through yourself and know who you are and, build yourself up and love on yourself. So that way when you go out into the world, you're ready to take it on because it's tough out here,
So looking ahead, like what kind of stories, like what kind of more stories do you want to tell through your films, like looking ahead?
Well, a lot of stories, just really a lot of things that they think they wouldn't see from us, but because I have the ability to like walk in like different rooms, God has blessed me to be able to, be friends with different races and different agencies and different industry, independent level, high level. So I plan to just use everything as a bridge and never have too many walls in front of me and just really want to go everywhere. Everywhere they told us we couldn't and everything they said is I shouldn't do or wouldn't do or that people like me that look like me that can't do. Those are the films I plan to make, things that just keep giving y'all a shock value where you say, oh my God, like the end of episode 1 when you see in one episode somebody dies, with Kanan and Meech and all them other shows. I like those shows, but you got to wait a long time. With my character, I give you that meat right away. You get, no Diddy, but you get something to eat right away. You get full right away. I plan to tell great stories. We got so much in the future, things about dimension, time travel, ancestrals, portals, all type of stuff we want to get into for minority people and beautiful stories and show high IQ stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so we got to talk about Media Made magazine. We got to talk about your article. Like, is this your first time being in the magazine? Are we the first?
Y'all the first ones to print us, me, and King of the West. And I want to shout out my business partners real quick, Yash, Guapo, and Henry, and Londino, and of course, AZ Way Too Active, AZ Most Wanted, and you, Sonny, and Icebreakers Water. And I want to shout out Media Made magazine for sure, and my agency. But definitely, yeah, y'all the first to do that for us. And that was before the first episode even dropped. That was just me knowing that I had something special and just being a leader and taking a risk and talking about the show before it was even out. And now that it's being successful, it makes it look bigger. So that was a good business move for me, and I want to personally thank y'all. And I'm sorry I'm not there in person to thank y'all. It just is money on the floor, so hopefully we can celebrate something.
Hey, you got to do it, guys.
You got to do what you got to do, baby. You know what I'm saying? So let me just let you know, man, it was actually... So a lot of people don't know, man, I actually do a lot of the editing. You know what I mean? I actually do a lot of the layouts in the magazine and all that. And there's many times, and there's many times where hard. So that's a gift that I know that I have. A lot of people don't even know that that's one of the things that I do. You know what I'm saying? And that's my baby. You know what I mean? Like in my space, that's where I'm at. You know what I mean? You
literally cannot talk to Sam when he's working on his magazine. Literally cannot talk to him because he was shut down. He's like in shutdown mode.
Just people call and ask him, when's it coming out? How long is it going to be? I want to see myself. That's what we deal with every other week. We drop another episode. So only 2 episodes in, and we dealing with the same shit. So I understand exactly what you got.
Right, right. So on my phone it's blocked. Everything is. You know what I mean? Till I'm, you know what I'm saying?
That's a good move right there. I'm going with that next time. I'm going with that move right there. I try to
And
be
while
kind. Fuck it. I'm
while
straight New
everybody is
York.
asking too, saying, what are some of the places that the mag is located, like,
Oh yeah, let them know, man.
So for all my listeners out there, man, I just want to let y'all know, man, the magazine, right, is right now, you know what I mean, as we talk, is in Chicago, in Detroit, in LA,
Yeah.
in New York,
Yeah.
in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Somebody else I'm missing in Philly, in Jersey, in the penitentiaries, federal, state, and county, baby. You feel what I'm saying? So just the one, and the women got them too, baby. You know what I'm saying? So there's a couple of people across the land.
That's what they need
Right.
to be.
There's
That's
a
what they
couple
need
of
to be.
people across the land. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what they need to be.
There's a couple of women
saying,
across the land, man.
Do they
can
get those?
go to
Do the
Media
state give
Man.
it to them in the prison, or they gotta buy them? I'm talking about in the prison, the brothers and sisters in the prison. Are they giving to them, or do they gotta purchase them in the joint?
They can purchase them from their commissary.
Okay, cool. That's what I want to know.
Right. They can purchase them from their commissary, or they can purchase them from MediaMadeMagazine.com. You know what I mean? And we actually ship to the prisons. You know what I'm saying? Long as they staying still, you know, because sometimes by the time they get to it, somebody done been moved or whatever. You know what I mean? That ain't my fault.
Gotta phone somebody now. He got to go. Now he done got moved down the hole.
Right.
Make sure y'all keep purchasing too, because this mag is doing numbers. It's been doing good. So, you know, MediaMadeMagazine.com.
But let me just say this. What I wanted to say was, what I was going to say is, in the mix of me laying it out, yo, when I was doing your article, it was dope. Like, what I mean by that is not just dope, just the responses, the pictures, the layout. You know what I'm saying? Just everything just flowed very, very well when I was doing yours, man. And I just want to let you know, man, to continue on doing the work that you're doing, man, because you made it easy for me. Like, as I was doing it, I was like, because I get hyped on different. Yeah, I get hyped. Yeah, I get hyped too when I'm doing different articles, and your article was absolutely one, man, that I was absolutely hyped about. You know what I mean? And I had to kind of make sure that I put that special thing to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, y'all just ain't gonna just read this and not feel what I'm feeling right now. I gotta make sure that y'all understand who this young man is. You know what I mean? And what he's trying to do. And I need y'all to get with him. I need y'all to support him. You know what I'm saying? Because this is a big one coming up, y'all. Y'all don't understand. Y'all ain't seen it. Right. But this is a big one coming up, man. And we're going to be one of the first to say, hey, man, we was with him from the beginning, baby. You know what I'm saying? So
not only that, Connie too, because Connie's in his film. So shout out to Connie as well. Connie ended up being in Media Made Magazine as well. So we had a pleasure talking with her.
Yeah.
So that's just good business on me, man. I appreciate you, buddy. I don't know if you knew that's what was happening, but you ended up getting 2 King of the West stars on us. So that was good for my business. That's good business for you. So thank you. That was good business
I knew that. I knew that. You know what I mean? Like, yo, I put my target on it, baby. You know what I mean? Like, yo.
I appreciate you, brother. Hey, brother, I appreciate you for real.
Yeah. Let me get that one. Let me get that one.
So much, man.
Hey, so I got a question for you real quick, right?
What's up?
If you had an opportunity to perform with an artist, dead or alive, past or present, who would that artist be and why?
Wow. Tupac, without a doubt. Okay. Tupac.
Okay. Yeah, Tupac, and why?
I just think that him being a Renaissance man and wearing his heart on his sleeve and being a leader and somebody that, you know, the kids think is cool, the women like, and the streets respect, and that the industry respected, and being an actor and somebody with a big voice like mine and a big smile and a big personality. I feel like me having a range and playing somebody kind of similar to Bishop and being kind of a crazy guy and being up and down like that and having so many different ways about myself, I feel like he would help me be able to navigate this game and show me which ways not to misstep, you feel me? Just to be able to just sit with him in a room and learn from him and see how he worked the room, how he worked the press, and how he keeps and handle himself, you know. So I think I learned a lot from him, bro.
That's what's up.
All right. So what's next? What's next for Chris? What's next? What's the next project coming up?
More work with my agency, finishing the rest of the season. We probably gonna have a few more big announcements this week. I don't want to say, but some more big stuff coming out this week because with the partners they don't let me speak on it until it come out. But better, bigger announcements. Keep supporting Media Made Magazine and Saying It's Sunny. Keep working with everybody I work with, plan to grow and show like that I'm creative and innovative in the business space. And after 2 seasons of King of the West, we're gonna do a film, but it's gonna be the first film with no script. It's gonna be a film with just outline and direction, but no script. All the dialogue and all the creativity is gonna come from the creative. So I'm gonna try to give the movie back to the creative.
Okay, that's what's up. Hey, before we go, I need you to shout out and plug everything and everybody that's helped you get to the place to where you are today.
All right. I want to shout out and plug the city of St. Louis, my mother, my father, my brothers, and my sisters. All my family who wasn't family but still family to me, who looked over me. I want to say rest in peace to Papa Ryland and many different people in the Ryland family who accepted me and took me in, and a lot of other different families. I want to say shout out to my daddy, get well soon. And I want to thank my agency, Signature Models and Talent, my publicist, Sonny right here, and my business team of King of the West, and my whole cast and production team, all 30 to 40 of these people. I love y'all. And I just want to definitely thank you, Media Made Magazine, Sam, for having me, and I appreciate you. Follow me on Instagram at Bose Marino, BOSE_MARINO. And you can follow King of the West, all one word, King of the West 602 on Instagram.
All right, all right.
Yeah, for all my listeners out there, man, y'all heard it first. Right here, baby. With my man Chris Dubose on Media Made Magazine. Make sure you go follow us on MediaMadeMagazine.com, MediaMadeMusic.com, MediaMadeTV.com. God damn it, Media Made everything around this piece, baby. You know what I mean? Hey, Chris, baby.
Man, y'all send me that about the disco
baby,
too, because I'm telling you, I got some more stuff coming to the city. Send it to me because I want y'all to distribute it because I want to help.
Man, we got you, man. We'll leave it. Okay. All right. So once again, man, yo, man, with mad love, baby. Peace and blessings, man. Peace, my brother.
I love y'all. See y'all.
Peace.